Good morning, everyone. This is Main Street Sanity, a retiree stake. It's been a few days, but then when you're retired, you do things. And I was up playing golf with some friends. So today we're going to talk a little bit about socialism. If you ever listen to the common theme as they ask them when you see them on TV, it's, do you think you should get free medical? The answer is always yes. You should get free housing. The answer is always yes. You should get free food. The answer is always yes. You should get free clothing. The answer is always yes. The common denominator here is it's free. And they think they deserve it. And that's what these people are trying to sell them. Excuse me, is, well, we're going to get you this free stuff. There's nothing free. Absolutely nothing free. And it dawned on me, everyone they ask, and it's all the same thing, is they want free because they're lazy. They don't want to go to work. And it's not that there isn't a job out there. They don't want to go to work. They think you're entitled, that you should give them everything. And if you have something, they think they deserve the right to take it. That's what they've been taught by these people in these universities. And some of them, their parents. That's what they think. They deserve, if you've worked for something, you're motivated, hardworking, and you've earned what you have, they feel they deserve part of that. What you worked for. They're lazy. They have no morals. And what was the word I was thinking of? Yeah, old. I'll think of it later. But that's what they're being, I guess, brainwashed on, is we're going to get you this free stuff. And who's saying that? Well, look at. Like I said in one of my earlier podcasts, 6 years ago, Bernie Sanders was tax the millionaires. We got to tax the millionaires. They got to pay their fair share. Well, now if you hear Bernie Sanders, it's tax the billionaires. You got to tax the billionaires. They got to pay their fair share. Well, Bernie's a millionaire now. He's not going to tax himself. He's not going to give up one of his 3 houses, is he? He's not going to offer up as someone free for some of these people. He's not going to give one of his houses away, is he? Well, hell no, he's not. And that's what they're doing, is now we're going to tax the billionaires because the ones who are saying that are millionaires. They're not going to lose what they have. Absolutely not. You can lose what you have. They don't care. But they're not going to lose what they have for you. And it's always these, I hate to say elites, because they're not elite. These people that have money, they'll jump on that bandwagon and they'll throw you out as a sacrificial lamb, but they're not going to sacrifice themselves, ever. And I mean, these people are just too stupid to see that. And I really do mean that. They're stupid. I mean, it's common sense. You sit there and tell me, we got to run to that cliff and jump. We got to run to that cliff and jump. We got to run to that cliff and jump. You run to that cliff and jump, and they're going to look at you and say, good going. You did a great job. But they're not going to jump, are they? No, they're not. So I guess you're never going to change the minds of these people. And you're not. They're lazy. They're unmotivated. They might have, a lot of them might have graduated from college because what the data shows that they have. But they don't want to go to work. You know, I think they got the feeling is I graduated from college. I should be the CEO somewhere. They have no thought process of, hey, I need to start here and work my way up the ladder. No, I should be right at the top of the ladder because I graduated from college. That's exactly what they think. And when it doesn't come to fruition, it's the government's fault. It's conservatives' fault that I'm not the CEO right out of college. Once again, it's who's teaching these people? Communists. That's who's teaching them. Earlier, I was watching the news and they had the pigs from The View on there, and I thought it was funny. Is one of them would sit there and give her credit, you know, when she was sitting there mooing, that she was the one out of the whole group of them that did not support Graham Plattner, anybody who has a Nazi tattoo. And it was funny as, you know, Bayar, or whatever her name is, she jumped, I didn't support him, which was a bunch of crock of crap there, because she was okay with him. But then Goldberg in the end, well, I didn't know that tattoo was a Nazi tattoo. And it's, you know, it was on the news. It was spread everywhere. It was a Nazi tattoo. You know, they get caught supporting an alleged rapist, womanizer, communist. And when they found out he's even got more stuff that's out there, they say, oh no, I didn't know. Yeah. And they think people are too stupid to sit there and see that. They backed him. They supported him. And like I said, when it went south, they just denied that they didn't know. But that's what they do. You know, and their TDS is so bad that they would support Charlie Manson. There's probably no doubt in my mind they would support Charlie Manson. And anybody young out there who doesn't know who Charlie Manson is, Google him. But that's who they would support. But it all comes down to socialism is another word for lazy. You want to be led around like a bull with a ring in their nose by rich people that will throw you a scrap every now and then. And when you get too loud, they'll throw you 2 scraps to quiet you down. And that's what socialism and communism is. What happens when all the free stuff runs out? They can't take any more money. Then what's going to happen? There's going to be no more free stuff. They're not going to give you their money to buy stuff. They're not going to do that. So what's going to happen then? What are you going to do? Look at Venezuela. Look at the old Russia back in the 50s and 60s. Look at North Korea. Look how that is. All the free stuff they get. The rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. That's the way it's always been with socialism and communism. Socialist and communist people are the ones who sit there and say, yeah, free stuff sounds good because they're lazy to go work for it. They don't want to hustle to make a living. And those of you that do, they feel they deserve part of what you've worked for. And the only way that will not happen is if everyone gets out to vote on every election. Every election. We can't be lazy like them and not get out and vote. And if we are, you're going to have people like Tampon Tim in Minnesota pardoning a convicted child rapist, saying he had a bad day. Yep, he had a bad day. Think about that. So, if an illegal alien with no driver's license runs over your child or your mother or your father or your grandmother or your grandfather in Minnesota because he was speeding or drunk, according to Tampon Tim in Minnesota law, he had a bad day. And we should pardon him. That's what will happen if these people get elected. Somebody in your family gets killed because they're going to open the borders or whatever. Remember that. Oh, that person just had a bad day. And that's the person that killed my mom or my dad or my child. And yeah, he just had a bad day. Is that what you're going to think? Probably not. Because my next thought would be, get my 45 and that person would be having a really bad day. That's what I would sit there and say about 100% of the people would think. And if you don't think that way, I mean, really? You're okay with somebody killing one of your family members and it listed as a bad day. I just can't see it. You know, I will sit there and give credit to the people who can sit there and say, I forgive you. I just don't, to tell you the truth, I don't know if I could have that in me. I would hope, if it, God forbid it ever did happen, but I just don't know if I could have the compassion to do that. I just don't know. And I hope to never find out. And I hope everyone never has to find this out ever again. You know, all the things that's happened. And these liberals, and I'll say the socialists, you know, because, and I'll repeat this, you can't call them Democrat socialists. Democratic Socialist Party, because there's only one Democrat, John Fetterman. I've said this many times. They're just plain Socialist Party or Communist Party. We have to get away from them saying they're the Democratic Socialist Party. No, they're not. They're the Socialist Party. John Fetterman is the only Democrat. So, but all these socialists that want to sit there and have open borders, legalize non-citizens to vote, look in Jersey. How many thousands did they have? Oops, it was a mistake. Yeah, it's never a mistake. Now everyone's pointing fingers at each other. The manufacturer, no, it's the state's issue, so on and so forth. But John Fetterman is the only one that has common sense. The rest of them don't. They've turned into socialists and communists. And we have to make sure that we don't let that happen to our country. The Declaration of Independence would change from we the people to be us the leaders, which would be you got the rich, poor. And the ones will tell you how to eat, when to eat, what to eat, where to live, how to live, what to do. That would be the new law of the land. No more Declaration of Independence ever. So we have to stop that. That's why I say get out and vote every election. Don't let one go by, no matter what. I don't care if it's just a little city election. We have to stop it before it gets started. Or we're going to run down the road and we're going to be just like North Korea. Or how Venezuela was before we got rid of Maduro. Or how Nicaragua is going to be. They're going to get rid of their voting at a total. Straight dictator. That's what will happen here. Let's not let it. This is a great country. We need to keep it great. Okay, that's enough. I've rattled. So, everybody, my email is retiredguys@myyahoo.com. Drop me an email if you wish. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Like I said, I'm equal opportunity here. I listen to anybody, and I don't mind having a discussion with anybody. So, until the next time, this is a Retired Guy. See y'all later.